Hi, Miss Lila. Okay, here we go. you, I just have to tell you, I think you are such a talented lady. Um, in your work, I see your natural ability to interact with clients and to kind of draw out this sort of serenity and ease from them, which is just beautiful. It makes for such beautiful, lovely photographs. I'd be interested in meeting you in person and seeing what your personality is like, because I feel like I can feel it through your images, and I want to know if I'm right. I'm so curious. Um, thank you so much this week for including the straight out of cameras. That really helps me when I look at your edits. It just I love knowing where you come from, where your starting point is. I see how you kind of shoot. You shoot the way you see instead of cropping later, and I like that. I do that too. I try to do that too. I think it's a good practice instead of fiddling in post with the crop. This image I love. I love what's happening here. Mom looks, it probably wasn't exactly peaceful. Mom looks utterly at peace. Just uh, just so serene and lovely and beautiful at the same time because you're shooting from above. It's a nice angle. So much love coming from this little boy, which is gorgeous. I was surprised to see how I mean, they weren't crazy underexposed, but way more underexposed than I expected in your original image. Um, and to see what kind of tones that made for in your edit. Now, I know you said you only had this kind of window and you had to shoot at a high speed, shutter speed for the little guy, which I would have done the same thing. I think that was a good judgment call on your part to underexpose a little bit. And when we get to the second image, it made for like a beautiful sky that you're able to capture. I also think, for filmy looking images, because I love film, as you guys know. Um, I've actually heard it recommended that you kind of underexpose your images a little bit more, and then it will give kind of like a deeper tone to your image. And I feel like it's done that with your straight out of camera, and then your edit. Your edit really has a filmy feel to me, which I love, as you know, because I love film. So beautiful, beautiful work. I love your composition too. It's gorgeous. The only imperfect thing, Dad's face. It's okay that he's not like totally into it. It's okay that he doesn't look awesome. He's still looking at them and engaged. But if I'm being nitpicky, he doesn't look. He takes away from the moment just a tad because the same love isn't on his face. I can't decide if I would change that or if I like it because, as I always talk about, the emotional dynamic range in your photo. I like that it's different. I like that not everyone's doing the same thing because it keeps the image from being static. So good job. The black and white, I think, makes this image much more timeless and beautiful. So I like that you did that conversion. Beautiful, beautiful. There's not a lot I would change. Um, yeah, I was going to say maybe some grain in here would look nice. I think it would look pretty, but that's just a preference thing. So I'm going to move on to, oh, that's your third. That's your second again. Okay, these guys, same couple, and they look so happy. Dad looks way happier. Your images were small. They weren't as big, so I'm sorry I can't zoom in for you. Um, this image is great. They're happy. They probably love it. It's probably a perfect image for them that way. I have to be honest and say it's a little boring to me. And I think part of that has to do with they're right in the dead center. They're right on the beach. They're laughing, which is great, but I feel like I crave this kind of motion in this image, like if you could have had them, in this position and then made them stay in that position and kind of like scoot towards you so that it loosened them up even more. I wish they weren't dead center. I wish this line right here, it's bugging me, and I know that's tricky on the beach. I've only shot on the beach once, and I so struggled with that. But even though you have a straight horizon back here, I find that this image cutting through them distracts me a little bit. Um, Something also I think that makes this image a little dull to me. I know they're all loving on each other, which is great. I mean, don't get me wrong. good job. It feels spontaneous. It feels good. But because they're all on the same plane, you know, dad's not a little in front, mom's not a little in front, kids, there's no like depth happening there. And that makes it feel a little bit boring to me. The fact that you underexposed, like I said, it kept this beautiful glowy sky, which is gorgeous. They probably loved. And their skin tones, great edit, girl. You have this soft, kind of easy edit that I love, that I think is really pretty and really natural at the same time. So I don't see any orange people here. Good job, good job, good job. But I also don't see this image, although it's beautiful and perfect, and I can't find anything super wrong with it, it doesn't have that X factor that I felt like the first image had, and that I feel like you're capable of. That one thing that would have made a little bit more wow, that would have pulled you in a little bit more. And again, that could have been achieved by maybe not having them all on the same level, by not having them dead center, by having them do something a little bit different, bringing some motion, having mom's hair blowing, something, one unique element that would have pushed this image to the next level. Something to be conscious of. Let's go to your third. Not that one. This one. So beautiful. Really beautiful moment where it captures that magic of mom and dad just kind of in awe of this little tiny person that they created. I don't know if mom did that naturally or not, but her kind of resting on dad, I love that. I think it's perfect and beautiful. And good posing with mom behind dad, kind of probably covering that little post baby belly. I'm sure she loves that. And dad is just so into baby. It's so cute. I love it. The light here is pretty. It's soft. It's not anything spectacular. Again, I don't feel like you pushed yourself with the light here. You didn't underexpose as much because you didn't have to. It's a different session, so that's good. One thing I feel like you might be a little frustrated with, if you watched my interview, I don't know if you did, like I said, I sometimes create chaos in my images. This image is almost perfect. It's almost again a little too perfect, and I think it's because you're posing your client so well that it's not allowing enough kind of odd naturalness to kind of come out. Like it looks like you put dad just so, and you put mom just so, and you put baby just so. And I wonder what happened in the rest of your session, if they adjusted or they situated themselves in a position that was, you know, not totally perfect like this, but that was more true to life and more real. Like the fact that they are posed, don't get me wrong, it takes this from looking like a snapshot to looking like a professional portrait. But because you expressed to me that you want more rawness in your image, that's what I would say to you, is to look for those in-between moments where you haven't told them exactly what to do. This might have been one of those. I'm not totally sure. But I think you could have gotten a slightly less perfect shot too. Another thing, you cropped and you straightened this out here, which is good. I'm glad that you did that. I'm glad that you toned down the red in dad and you toned down the shiny spot on his head. You like this kind of peachy tone, which is looking beautiful for their skin tones. Watch the bed. The bed kind of got some warmth in it too, that kept it from being a totally clean white, which if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it. Not a big deal. But if it bugs you, if it's something you didn't notice, you can, you know, desaturate the bed so it's not looking so yellowy, kind of creamy, almost a little bit pinky. Now, Lila, the trouble that I'm having with you giving you critique is that I feel like you're so close. You're so close to what you want. But I think you're falling back on safety. Kind of like Leslie was doing something similar. Instead of letting yourself take a risk and push yourself to take a shot that you don't know if it's going to work out or not. You're taking shots that you know will work out, you know? And sometimes to push ourselves to that next creative level, we've got to take a bigger chance. And I want to see that from you. I want to see you take a chance with composition. I want to see you take a chance with positioning and with light. I want to see you push that boundary, and it might be a flop, instead of like kind of relying on the shots that are going to be selling to your clients, that your clients are going to love. That would be my biggest suggestion for you this week, is to push, challenge yourself. Say to yourself, what am I going to do with this shot? Am I going to challenge myself with light? Am I going to challenge myself with a dynamic pose, kind of crazy? Am I going to kind of create motion in this shot? What am I going to do that's going to take this shot to the next level? And try to achieve that in every image that you shoot, and just see what happens, Just see where it takes you. You might hate it, but you might love it. I always find that the shoots where I'm feeling the most nervous during, because I'm not sure if I'm getting all the great things that are happening, and I'm trying different things that might bomb, those usually end up being the shoots that I end up the most happy with, because I have a breakthrough when I do that. So I want to encourage you to do that, Lila. Otherwise, beautiful work. You really are a talented woman. And I feel you through your images. I just feel like you can push it further. So let me know if you have questions on that and what your response is to that, Lila. Good luck to you this week. Mwah. Thanks for listening to my horrible voice. Okay, bye.